Annie, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me, where are you? Where in the world are you?
I am in Texas, Houston.
Okay. Are you from Texas, Houston originally?
No, no, I am
Oh,
not from.
no, you're not American. What
No.
takes you to the States? Tell us a bit about yourself.
I came here to train. I needed a change, and I just thought that Texas, Houston was the best place for me to be. Obviously, I run. I do the 100 meters for track and field. I mean, I did the 100 meters for Great Britain, and yeah, it's going well so far.
So, what is life like as an athlete like? Because I think I'm pretty disciplined, but I imagine as an athlete, like discipline takes on it a whole other dimension.
Mm. Um, it actually depends on how you handle it, to be honest. I'm pretty easy. I'm not really fussy with a lot of things. So I think for me, it's come very natural for me, in terms of like, how I eat, what I do, going out, etc. I'm very like precise on a lot of things that I would do and wouldn't do. Like we had Fashion Week this week in London. I mean, I could have been there, but I decided to stay here in Texas and continue to train because I just know that more opportunities will come when I go home. And this is an opportunity that might never come again. So I'm really just trying to grasp everything that I can while I'm here.
Yeah, and actually, so you raised the point about Fashion Week, and not many people may know, but you also model, and you've been modeling for quite some time. And I just feel like it'd be really cool to start with how you juggle all of that. They're two very different lives. Tell us a bit about the modeling.
For me, modeling is like an escape from my reality of athletics. I've been doing athletics for so long, I think since I was 15, and having something like modeling on the side is just so refreshing and just fun. I really enjoy it. I have a really good agent. With a really good agency, and everyone has my best well-being at heart, so it makes everything so much easier for me.
Modeling has like gives that impression of being quite a cutthroat industry, one where your looks really matter, your weight really matters. We've had this debate this week about size zero again and how much plus sizes and different sizes and curves are being represented. How I'm just curious to know, how do you maintain a healthy balance and outlook on your body and your relationship with your body when you're kind of, yeah, when
Well,
it's a thing that you commercialize in effect.
so now I think since I've been here, I'm struggling with my body. I think I have body dysmorphia, and no,
Okay,
I know I have it, and
right.
I don't, I don't know why I do, because I am the slimmest I've ever been. I'm the fittest I've ever been, but I feel like I have to keep going. Maybe because I haven't been this size before, so I'm trying to push myself to see how skinny I can go. And I look at myself in the mirror, and everyone else tells me, they're like, "You're so slim." Like, and I think that's what is also kind of triggering me at the moment, because people
Yeah.
look at me, "You're so skinny now," and I'm like, I don't see it. So I look in the mirror and I feel like, okay, I need to go slimmer. I need to go slimmer. And I think it's something I'm battling with now, but I'm seeing a psychologist who is helping me on that side of things. And I think that's something a lot of people don't speak about, especially as athletes. Forget the modeling side, but as athletes, a lot of people don't speak about the changes your body goes through during the seasons.
Yes.
And me, this is like the first time I'm really seeing a change, and I'm kind of like, do more to be more skinny. And no, it's not healthy. Like I know deep down it's not, but I can't stop. So, you know,
Well, yeah, well, I have to say thank you so much for being so open and honest about it. As you say, not a lot enough people talk about it. And you and I, we've known each other for quite a few years. You were one of the first people to test our products and to give feedback on it. And like it's something I've always really, really appreciated. And so initially when you said that, I laughed because I was like, well, Annie's Annie. I've seen you, I've seen your figure, you're athletic, you're beautiful, and you've got the right weight for your body shape and for what I thought made you happy. So it's really interesting hearing you say now that actually those pressures are becoming like more acute and you're grappling with them. And what's really cool to hear, I don't know if that's putting a positive spin on it, but that you're aware that you're grappling with the way you view your body and what it's supposed to do for you, as a model, as an athlete, how these two things come together. As an athlete, your figure is muscular. We've hung out, so I know that it is, and it's kind of built for a purpose. But I imagine that is really different in the modeling world. There's a kind of a difference in what maybe is appreciated in terms of the figure and femininity and so on. So I can see why that would cause you to kind of think, oh, I need to be slimmer, or I need to change in that way, or maybe just if I lose a bit of muscle here, then it would look, slightly different. And gosh, that is so hard to go through. I don't even know where to begin. Like, tell me about the process of speaking to someone about it. Like, how that must have knocked your confidence, right? Like, how has it been?
I mean, I'm here on my own. I train, I eat, train, sleep every day. So I'm more aware of what I'm doing. Whereas when I was at home, I could hang around my friends and not think about my body. And I've never thought of it like that. So I think me being here and just being in my own mind, my own like bubble with no one here, I'm just so aware of just what I'm going through. And it's so crazy because like I've gone from a size small to an extra small within the space of like, I'll say 3 months, and I still want to get slimmer. So I don't know. Like, obviously when I've spoken to a psychologist or spoken to people about it, they're just like, you're crazy. My training partner that I live with, she's always like, you're going to disappear. Like, there's no need for you to be doing what you're doing. And I can't help it. I just, like I said, this is the fittest I've ever been. So I just
feel like,
yeah.
So it's not affecting your fitness either. It's like the loss of weight is not. No, wow. Okay.
So this is the fittest I've ever been. And I just feel like maybe because I've lost the weight and I'm losing weight is why I'm getting fitter. So I'm trying to lose more weight to get fitter. But if I lose more, I'll end up being too fragile and then get hurt. But in my head, it's not processing like that because I'm running better on the track. I'm moving better on the track. So I'm just like, okay, eat once a day, have breakfast and have dinner, and that's it. So I have small portions, no sweets, no nothing. Like if I want to treat myself to junk food, I have popcorn. Like that's the only treat.
That's a far cry from where we were. Like the last time we met, we went for wings. We had like a massive plate of wings in London. Oh, we need to bring you back. We need to feed you some wings. Look, I think you're not crazy. I understand what you're going through. I'm a bit surprised because a very long time ago, when I was at uni, I dated a guy who was a 100-meter sprinter. So my understanding was like the power that you need and like the to get going is like super important, and some of that came with like being quite kind of stacked. But I don't know. So I kind of thought, I didn't realize that it's actually improving your performance, which is crazy. But that must be like it's creating a positive cycle, as you say, that actually by eating less you're going to get better, but at some point that curve is going to invert, right? And you might just become at more risk of injury, and your mental health might deteriorate and so on. God knows what the answer is. It's really hard.
Crazy because like you touch on mental health. Mental health is not described, it's not spoken a lot in athletics as well. And I feel like, I mean, I'm not depressed. I'm very happy in the choice that I've made to come here and everything else. But at the same time, like when I look back at like Fashion Week and everyone being there and having fun, I just feel like I'm missing out on so much connection. And I'm just like, oh my God, have I made the right decision? And it's so crazy because like 2 days ago, I woke up at 5 a.m. having a panic attack because I was just like, I'm missing out so much. And I was like really like struggling to breathe and like crying. And obviously I believe in God, so I just went straight to prayer, just asking like God to just do something, like just stop this, because it was my first time having a panic attack as well. But I was like, what is this feeling? But you know, I'm a very strong person, so I'm able to kind of like switch myself from situations. Like I spoke to one or two people, I prayed, I did some Bible studies, and I just came back to reality. But I don't know what's going on, but I'm having all these kind of feelings that I've never really experienced before, and I don't know if it's just to help with like my growth, or if it's just I cannot explain it to you, but I know I'm happy. At the same time, I don't know what the extra feelings are, and I just think it's just the fact that I'm not home experiencing things that I think I should experience, especially like seeing everyone posting on social media and like, you know, how much fun they're having at these parties. And you know what's crazy, if I was in London, I probably wouldn't even go to these shows because I'm person. But the fact that I'm not in London to make that choice myself is what is killing me. Like my friend Lauren, she was like, you wouldn't have posted any of this on social media. You're not that type. No. And I was like, right, but I don't know why.
There's an issue there with control, and it's an interesting one because control is something I grapple with, as someone I dated recently might tell you. But putting that to one side, as an athlete, I imagine you're used to having a lot of control over your outcomes, over your body, over your achievements. Like you know, training in X way should give me Y results. If I do blah, then I should get whatever out of it. And as a model, also you're in control of your image. Well, you cede control because you get dressed and styled and so on, but you present yourself and kind of the focus is on you, and there's a degree of autonomy and control in that. And maybe part of it is that you're not here to take the decisions. You don't control whether you're there or not, and that makes you feel, yeah, there's a sense of like loss of security. And it's also another career that you're balancing, and you want to grow it because you enjoy it, and you've got your athletics, and that is a career that you enjoy, you want to grow. And sometimes, you know, sometimes you can be doing too much, and there is a question about like what takes precedence, what matters more today. And it may not be what matters more tomorrow, but for today, I suppose my question for you is, today, do you feel you're in the right place?
Yes, I feel like I'm getting better. I had to delete my social media for a little bit. And then I reloaded it yesterday because I was meant to post a job that I've done but hasn't come out yet. But I do think I'm better today. I still have like thoughts in my head about this person is at this show, and what if they get more connections than me, and what if they get more jobs, and then I kind of quickly snap out of it with a coping mechanism. So I'll just think about stuff like I'll start singing, or I'll just look into my Bible, I'll start praying, or just something that will kind of, you know, snap me back, and then I'm back to normal.
Yeah, I suppose you're getting me to think about how I deal with things like that. And I think I used to do what you're just describing now, which is divert my attention to something else. Now what I do is I go into it a bit more. So let's take your example of this person is at my show, at the show that I would really love to be at. What if they're getting more connections? They're going to get more jobs. They're going to do better. And I kind of explore that, like, why do I care about that? What is it that's telling me? And then I would think, like, so what? Like, ultimately I do think it does always, I always get to the point where I think, so what? I think we chart our own paths. And yes, if you were at that show and you happen to sit next to this person, that might open doors, or it may not, or they may become your new best friend because you might, like, you know, or they may not. That person, you know, your new best friend could be the delivery person who's just about to bring you your pizza that you haven't ordered because you're not eating pizza right now. But you know, it doesn't, my point is, like, we're constantly taking decisions, we're constantly potentially creating new avenues for ourselves and creating new connections with people. That's not going to change. You're not being there this week does not mean that you can't create those either in Texas or at another time. It doesn't, I suppose for me, I used to think these decisions mattered, and I think I've come to the realization they don't matter.
Yeah.
They matter
Yeah.
in the moment because we feel bad, but in the grand scheme, like I trust you to know that
Yeah.
you will create for
Yeah.
yourself the future you want.
And that's the thing. I know it doesn't matter, but I don't like, I've never felt like this before, and I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I mean, like you said, they could just be posting. Social media is all fake. Like they could be posting and have no connection.
Yeah.
People posting and have no connections, just posting for the fact of posting.
Yeah.
But I just think that you're right. I don't have any control of that part of my life right now. And I think that is what the struggle is. I haven't actually thought about it like that. I have so much control with my athletics because I was the one that made the decision to be here.
Yeah.
Whereas with my modeling, I have no control because, you know, I'm run by agency. I have an agent and everything else. So it's almost as if giving that's power away, which I'm
Yeah.
fine. I'm totally fine with because I also like being directed. I'm very easygoing. Like I said, she did tell me, my agent did say that there was a few shows that they wanted me to sit in, but I made the decision not to go. It's my choice not to go. So I should really be not feeling how I'm feeling, but you know, life is not that easy.
No,
So,
you can make a decision not to go, and then you can kind of get FOMO and regret
yeah,
it a bit, or wonder if you made the
yeah,
right decision. But I do think back yourself, but it is interesting. It is interesting now that you're talking this through. I'm thinking that maybe a theory is that because you're feeling less control in your modeling career, you're kind of almost taking it out on your body, because that's something you can control. You can control what you put in your mouth. You can control how much you eat. You can kind of control the performance. I wonder if you're like channeling the lack of control in on the modeling side into like hyper controlling the athletic side. Did you lose me? You lost me. I've lost your voice, actually. I've lost the sound. It's so weird. Huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that last part. I don't
Oh
know
no,
how.
it's okay. I thought I made a breakthrough. I don't know if I did. You'll tell me. I was thinking, now that you're talking about this out loud, it got me into thinking that potentially the two things, maybe they're linked. Like maybe the fact that where you are in your modeling career is that you're feeling quite, you know, a lack of control. That you're kind of taking that out on your body on the athletic side, because you know, you can control what you put in your mouth. You can control to an extent your performance to a limit, obviously. Like I suppose people, yeah, I'll never be a 100-meter sprinter, however hard I try. Like there's a limit, right? But you can control some of these things, and maybe you're using that to compensate for the lack of control that you feel in other aspects of your life. Is that, what do you think of that? Is that,
Maybe. I honestly don't know the answer right
yeah,
now. I can tell you. I've like I said, I've never had or felt like this before, so I'm still kind of figuring it out myself as I
yeah.
go. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you a hug. Oh my God.
It's fine. It's
Uh,
fine.
yeah, no, I trust that you will get through this. I like, you are a strong person. You have values, you have faith. I don't have faith, but I know it helps. You know, so I trust that you will get through it. And you will come out stronger for it. But I'm sorry that you're going through this, and I'm sorry that you're going through it alone in Texas. On a more upbeat note, like what are you proud of having recently done or achieved? Tell me about something that makes you happy when you think about it.
Um, I'm coming home for like 4 days.
Oh yeah. You haven't done
Yeah.
that yet.
And treating it as a comfort in time before my season starts. So
Okay.
my season starts at the end of March. So I come home on Wednesday and I leave on Sunday, and I'm coming to get a facial, get my hair done, get my eyebrows done, just get everything done, and just feel like a girl, because I'm very girly, like extremely girly. So you know, feel a little bit girly again and start looking nice for the competitions that come. So I'm looking forward.
Nice. I love that. I love that you're proud of having like scheduled in some proper me time before
Yeah.
you know the competitions are gonna be in full swing. That's really cool. I'm proud of you for having done that. It's so important to look after yourself. And I think when you are feeling a bit crap and a bit unhappy with your body or with aspects of your career, it's so important to just like time out and
Yeah.
do something else that just takes your mind off it and that feels indulgent. And I'm girly too. I don't always show it, but I am. And I love to just lean into that, and
Mm.
it's lots of fun as well. So I think that's really great. I'm kind of wondering, just to like pivot the conversation slightly, if you're ready to, are you ready to? Do you want to talk a bit more about
Nice.
no.
Whatever you want me to answer, I got you.
No, I'm curious because I know you're also like, this is perhaps also another point about responsibility. I know you're coming home. Um, athlete, model, sister. I know you've got a large family and you play a really key role in that. I think that as women, especially through COVID, after COVID, and now with the cost of living crisis, we take on so much and we bear the brunt of so much. And I wanted to know, we often have lots of responsibilities at home in the workplace. How do you balance that? Like, tell me a little bit about how you know what those responsibilities are, as comfortable as you feel sharing, but then also like how do you balance that with your modeling and your career in athletics, and what advice would you give to someone who is like wanting to pursue a career, maybe even pivot their career, but also has those responsibilities at home?
Yeah, so we're very lucky to have the mom that we have. She's more like a best friend to all of us than like, obviously she's a mom. She's a mom first, then like a best friend. She was extremely supportive with every single thing that we've all wanted to do. So it's made life at home really easy. Obviously I'm the oldest, then my sister's 23. She doesn't live at home anymore. She lives on her own. Then my sister's 18. She's off to uni. She's already at uni. Then there's the two younger ones, my brother, my other sister. And so we all kind of chip in to look after each other. Like if my two younger siblings need something, they'll either ask me or the other two. So it's not really a lot of responsibility on me.
Right.
Kind of shared.
That's great.
Everyone has a role. But I like to be like the second mom because I have a very giving heart already. So I like to treat my siblings like, especially the younger ones, like they're my own. So when I come home, I will normally take them out to whatever activities that's happening in the summer. I'll take them shopping. I'll take them out to eat. So yeah, it's really simple. I mean, my mom does the same thing even up to now. I know at the beginning of February, they went out for a meal, just her and the two little ones. And yesterday she called me planning a holiday for them to go to Greece. So she, like, everything is kind of like
It's
chill.
chill. Oh,
Yeah,
that's really nice.
it was really
Oh,
nice.
that's really nice. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
And in terms of like balancing, I mean, if you have a job and you want to pivot or add another one, I would say go for it, but always go for something that is fun. You know, like I feel like the times that we're living now, so many people are going through so much mental health issues because a lot of the things that they're doing, they don't enjoy. And they're scared to start afresh. And I just think this is now the perfect time to start something afresh because we're already going through living crisis. It can only get worse from, like, do you know what I mean? So
I think you're saying it can get worse, but God knows, no, hopefully it won't get worse.
yeah. But like for me, aside from modeling and like athletics, I enjoy pottery so much. Like
Ooh.
I'm about to start making like little plates, bowls, and vases, and just start selling them because it's just something I really enjoy. And so many people have asked me to make them something, and they'll sell. So I was like, why not make something out of that? But I'm so adventurous. I don't have one job that I enjoy. If I find something that I like, I will do it and do it. Like I
Yeah,
love painting, I love horse riding. I just love everything. So yeah.
that's really cool. I think that's great because there are also different ways to express yourself, right? Like when you're
Yeah.
painting or you're doing pottery, that's really cool. Oh my God, we should do pottery together. In fact, you told
Yeah.
me about a class that you did that you really enjoyed, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I go to that same class. You should definitely come with me when I'm fully back in May.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
you will love it.
Yeah, no, it'd be really fun. Um, so just with that, then you're managing your hobbies, you're managing two careers. They're fun, they're
Mm.
scary, they're competitive. Both of them are competitive, right? You've got your season that you're entering into. You're modeling, you're competing with other models to get that job. Tell me a bit about the season. When you go in, like how many competitions will you be doing? What's that like? Just like
my season, I'm not sure if I'm gonna start in end of March or April, but it's starting around that time. And I do not know how many competitions I'm gonna do, but I do know that I plan on racing till end of August. So it could be 20 races, 30 races, who knows?
Oh gosh.
That is the plan. I'm trying to bring my times down. I'm trying to make a team. I mean, that's everyone's goal. The whole reason why you do track and field is to make a team and, you know, compete. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to just coming home in the summer as well and just racing at home, and also being able to do some jobs like with modeling. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's cool. That's cool. And just on the modeling side, you mentioned hair earlier, and obviously we work on hair care. You're like, I'm coming to London for 4 days. I want to do my hair, I want to do my nails, I want to do my eyebrows. Tell me about your relationship with your hair and how the modeling world, like how open is it to black hair and like giving black hair the respect that it deserves and treating it on its own merits as opposed to trying to make it into something else. Like, what's your relationship been like with that? And yeah, how have you felt?
So, like I said, and I'll continue to say, I have one of the best agents ever.
Christine, her name is Christine, just for everyone's background.
And I also have a really good agency where I have not been told to do anything with my hair. Like if I go to a shoot and they ask for long hair, short hair, afro, whatever, there's always someone there that has been able to manage my hair. I haven't had, like, I've seen a lot of models, especially on TikTok, speaking about, you know, they go to a shoot and they didn't have anyone doing their hair properly, or their hair's being burned, or they didn't have the right care. And thankfully, that hasn't happened to me because I have a good agent who makes sure that everything is sorted. I also have a good hair team as well. Like my hairdresser, Paula and Momo, they are amazing when it comes to my hair. So with hair and makeup, I've been really lucky. I can't even lie to you. I've been blessed. That's negative to say at all. The only thing negative I probably would say is that they don't have a lot of black makeup artists that I've worked. Or have I worked with any black hair? No, I've never worked with a black hairdresser on set neither.
Really?
Actually, I've worked with one. The one that you was gonna use for the shoot.
Shamara.
Yes.
Shamara is great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only person I've worked with. But yeah, I've never had a black hairstylist, you know.
You did tell me once, and we're not gonna, well, we can edit this out if you don't want this to be on the recording. But you did tell me once about like not having the right foundation, right?
As for a shoot for a foundation company, they didn't have my shade foundation.
Isn't that mental?
It's so crazy. But it's changing now. Like now, you know, darker skin is in fashion right now, so people say. So there's loads of like dark shade foundation, and I just think it's so crazy that like we're in fashion. Like even saying that out loud is just insane. Like, you know, you're dark skin now, so you're in fashion, you're wanted. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we gonna be out of fashion soon? Like, you know what?
Oh no,
it's so weird. But like that's what people say to me all the time. Like since I've been in Texas, I get stopped all the time. They're like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Look at that skin. Like I go to tanning beds to have that skin. I'm like, you're never gonna be this dark because we're not same, but to them, it's a compliment to me. And I just look at them like, okay. Like,
that is so funny. No, but you're right. I mean, absolutely. You make a fair point. Like if something is in fashion, it can go out of fashion. And what does that even say? Like it shouldn't be about fashion, it should be about representation, right? Like it's not about what is in the season. It's about who are the women that we are representing and what do they look like, and yeah, let's involve them. regardless of skin, regardless of body type and shape and whatever else. Okay, it's just I was reminded by Zoom, because I have the free Zoom version, that we have 10 more minutes. So so I was told by Zoom that we have 9 minutes. I just wanted to know, like, I know you're going through a bit of like a slightly existential crisis right now. You're struggling with your body, you're struggling with your careers. Not struggling, that struggling is the wrong word with that, but like you've got a bit of FOMO, and you're thinking like, where is that going? And you want to build both careers and do your best, excel in both. If we take a step back from where we are today, if you like close your eyes for a minute and think like 5 years down the line, what does happy, confident Annie feel like? Tell me about her.
Hopefully I have a child.
Okay.
I want a baby so bad. I really do. I want a baby so badly.
I don't think a baby will fix the confidence issues, but let's come back to that.
No, you're right. Happy, confidence, Annie. I think for me, I really want to travel. When I travel, oh my God, I am such a different person, especially like being immersed in different cultures. I just die for it. And I've been so fortunate to travel on my own as well. So I traveled to Kenya on my own to experience like the culture, and just traveling just makes me so happy. Like nothing on this earth could make me happy as much as traveling does.
Wow.
It's just, yeah, it's just everything. I don't know, like, you know, you get to speak to locals. I don't do like touristy stuff. I get to really go and speak to locals. I get to like experience the villages. I get to experience like the food properly. And I think like just being in somebody's country and just learning about their country is just so, I don't know, it just makes me so happy. And so hopefully in 5 years' time, I've ticked off a lot of my traveling bucket list that I have.
Great. Okay, that's a really cool. Your face lights up when you talk about that. That's awesome. I think in 5 years' time, what would make me happy? Yeah, like obviously growing the business and doing that. And then also I think I want to study some more. Like I really want to do a PhD.
Same. Yeah.
So I think like that would make me really, really happy.
After 2024, I'm going to school. I want to study, I want to become a veterinary nurse.
Ooh.
I'm going back to school to study that.
Oh, amazing. Oh, cool. Amazing. Great. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll talk a bit more about that, but I just want to say thank you so much for joining and being so open and being so honest. As you say, these things are not discussed nearly as much as they ought to be, and the mental health of athletes, it's so important to look after that. We like expect you guys to represent countries, you know, and like where is the support that you're being given, and how, you know, how best our small community can support you, you know, like it'd be really useful to know that, but also the larger community that we all live in. I think it's super important to really think about those issues. So thank you so much for like bringing them to the fore and being so open and honest. Really appreciate that, Annie. Speak soon.
Bye.
Bye.